Is that pretty? Two different
Okay.
colors now.
Here we are getting ready to go into this aspen grove down here. This area is just beautiful. Lots of lush green grass in here. The colors are going to be vibrant in the fall. Very mature aspen trees in here.
This is the Quakey forest, so a lot of these are just huge. We've got some widow makers up in the trees, you'll see. We had the wind come through and we haven't taken them down yet. But some of them just kind of are hanging here, so just have an awareness. You know, if the wind starts
Well,
whipping
it was
up, we might wanna
crazy
go
last
up.
week. Look at that.
Yeah, see, look at the size of these guys.
Oh, those are glorious.
This is like the Zen zone. I love it in here. This is where you'll see the elk and the turkey and the deer. We've seen a lot of deer in here, but we've seen the elk come through. I'm going to take you up and over at some point if you choose to, but the corner for the southeast side is right over there. It's on the other side of that hill.
Okay.
I haven't been in here in a little bit. See, these are massive aspens. I love these guys. I guess I used to love this guy and now he's a bridge. This is a spring-fed pond. This is never empty. This has got a spring underneath it that keeps it full. And we call it seasonal, but basically it's got a little creek that comes off here and then it drops underground.
Okay, is this the boomer one?
No, no,
Okay.
this is just a baby.
Okay.
The boomer one's over there that this could feed.
Okay.
So we, every now and then, would dig it out and make it where it fed to the boomer pond. And then we also dropped this, the piping. We dropped this underground for a distance to bring it to the boomer pond. There's years where it's full to the top. There's years where it's like it is right now. Typically in the springtime, it'll be half full to 3/4 full. And then as the summer goes on, it gradually goes down. We get the ducks and we have the frogs that talk to us that you can hear from the house. Tadpoles don't make it very long because the raccoons come in and eat them. But that pond typically by the end of the summer will either have a little bit of water or not very much.
Okay.
If you have a real good year, you may have a pond that is about half full all the time. See, the deer have walked across everything we've worked on here. Here's another one of the great big, all of these guys are really old quaking aspens.
That's beautiful. So this was the drive that we
Right.
came up.
And this used to be like a little Jeep trail, and we've just let it all go natural in here. And then over here is the boomer pond.
Okay.
So you see there's kind of a natural creek bed that runs through here. Right now it's not doing anything, but it'll run. When we have a real wet year, you'll see a creek run through here.
Do you have any issues with it coming up on the drive ever?
Not at all.
Okay.
The only time we ever have that at all is right at the gate where you have the two little ponds. If you don't clean out the top of the one side, if it's really raining a lot, that can go over the road. But that's up to the people that live here. You don't have to let it go over the road. This is for the cattle. We turn it upside down. It's their water trough so that we don't catch any chipmunks or anybody else who doesn't want to be in there. This is the boomer pond. It took me 1.5 years with Denver to get the water rights for this. If you bring the water down from the spring, that's perfectly legal and you can do that. If you wanted to try to capture water that's underneath, not legal. This is for runoff, and they had a word for it. It's basically, it's for the pleasure of looking at it. So the livestock can drink out of it. Obviously, the wildlife can. Nobody can ever take this away because there's another word I can't think of, but it dead ends on the land next door to us. And next door to us is, I don't know if they named it, and I don't know if it's in the water courts, but there's a big pond
Yeah,
over
we
there.
saw that one on Google Maps.
That's where it ends.
Okay.
So if Denver was to ever call for water, obviously this would have to be full and it would have to go out the pipe and go to the Henry Pond, and then from the Henry Pond they would have to release it to Denver, but there's no way to do that. So it dead ends right there. So in other words, they'd never ask you to release it. And I have pictures of this all the way up past the pipe. I actually raised the pipe. I don't know if you saw it, but I actually raised the pipe because the water was hitting the pipe and going out, and I didn't want it to go out, so I raised the pipe. Down here are more springs. So see, this is kind of in between them. There, you see the willows here. I'll show you. This is where the next creek picks up, and it's picking up because of the springs that are here.
Okay.
So essentially there's water underneath here. There's an aquifer, and these guys all live in this marsh down here. This is always wet. And you'll see that right about here is where there's springs underneath, because this is always wet here. But you start to see the creek pick up right here, and then it carries on from here forward down to the gate. And it zigzags, and here's a turkey feather. Feathers are lucky, and I find them all over the land. You can think I'm kind of nutty. I'm just telling you things that might be nutty.
So does this go into the ponds then down by the drive entrance?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And if you want to do it a little easier, Allison, we'll cross over here.
Okay.
Ooh, if you don't sink. This is all real wet in here. I've done it along the fence line, but you'll sink a lot. Here's the other little creek that carries on because there's springs right there.
Okay.
See, this guy is actually flowing, but you can tell from where we began, there was nowhere to actually see where it began. So the springs are right up here somewhere. This area is super cool in here. This used to be my favorite spot that we wanted to put a little bench in. Here's, as you pulled up, like there's a lot of rocks, fairly big rocks that are scattered around in here. But here's where you pulled in. So you get kind of a feel that this is on your right as you're pulling in. That's on your left as you're pulling in.
Perfect. Can we walk down the drive so they can see the drive to kind of the entrance where the pond is?
Yeah.
So
see, now the big pond is behind you. The springs and the willows are up there, and now we're walking toward the gate. Again, coming back down. The creek continues to carry on here, and you'll see it. It kind of weaves right down here where you can see it as you're on the driveway. And the robins are happy. See, here's a little bit of the creek coming through here. And then it carries on down here. Now on a good year, this actually turns into a little tiny mini Whitecap Creek. Yeah. And this one will kind of dead end right about here some years. or it'll carry on. These ponds never lose their water, but it's because of the springs that are underneath and the aquifer underneath. You may not see the creek here still, but those will never lose their water, not in our experience anyway. And then here's more of the rocks. This is the fence line.
Okay.
So now you can get a feel. You're almost to the gate. So this is the furthest south side. And then here's our little bitty ponds at the gate. These are approved also. They're basically kind of an extension of the Boomer Pond. These have been here ever since the Boomer Pond went in. And when we have real strong rains, this will just wash out and bring a lot of the dirt down, and it becomes shallower. And it also blocks off the pipe. So we've done it twice since the Boomer Pond was built, where we had it dug out again.
Okay.
Yeah.
How deep is it now, do you think, in the deepest part?
Oh, 6 feet maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this is the other side of it. Look at this guy dreaming. This is the other side of it. We've had, oh my gosh, what happened to my words today? We've had watercress. Watercress will grow where the water naturally comes in. And we've had watercress grow all the way around this pond. And in certain spots over on the pond you're looking at right now, you can eat it, but more so you can tell where the water is coming into the ponds because of the watercress.
Interesting.
We just had these dug out again in the fall.
Okay.
So they haven't grown back all their greenery yet or their wildflowers, and that's why they look fairly new, is because we got them dug out
Okay.
again.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
there's the gate that we came in. So
And there's Highland Lakes.
perfect. I'll shut off this video, and the next one, if we could just walk up the road, that way
Okay.
they can see the drive, that would be great.
Sure.